Okay, so hopefully you guys could see and you guys are gonna be able to hear me. So in this video we're gonna be making vines. Or I'll show you how I make my vines in my hunt. So since my hunt is pretty much everything is outside and has to be able to um, be outside. I use material that I know will be able to withstand the weather here in California. Excuse me. Think I'm getting sick with a cold. Um, so first things you're gonna need is some gloves. You're gonna need a box cutter. You're gonna need um, some like a floaty, these foam floaties that you could get at the Dollar Tree. This is a short piece. You're gonna to make bigger vines. Of course, you're gonna need longer pieces. For this example, I'm using this piece that I have, a spare piece. So you preferably would like to use a green color or blue. The orange, when it comes to painting, you're gonna have a little more battle, I would say, with the orange. Um, so gloves, and then you're gonna want to use some plastic material, kind of like this, for your leaves. If you're gonna add leaves, now if you want to add some more texture, you could also use some plastic, like either some saran wrap like this, or you could also use um, the plastic sheets that you use for cooking um, for wrapping up sandwiches and stuff like that. So so to get started first, oh, and you're gonna need a heat gun. Uh, Almost forgot about that. So just using the Black and Decker heat gun here. So you're gonna want to use something like that. Um, and then it's good to have handy something like a broom or some type of metal pole if you want to make your vine have some curves. So uh, we'll we'll uh, we'll use something for that when we get there. So first thing you want to do is basically from the top view um, of your tube here, your foam tube. You just want to maybe do a little bit of a cut, not too far deep, um, maybe about an inch or 3/4 of an inch thick. You want to do a slice like that. Then from your original slice, what you want to do is cut in the same direction as the length. Now, don't worry about if you're cutting a little bit crooked or a little jagged. That's okay. That's just going to add more natural look to the vine. So you want to cut all the way down your tube. So we cut one side. So now you want to cut the other side. So you're going to do the same thing. Just do this twice. Now, once you've done your cuts, you could actually pull the foam away. So I'm going to be pulling it off. Now, sometimes maybe you cut it and maybe your blade didn't go all the way in at certain parts. That's alright. Just go back in and trim it away. You can even start from the other side and try to work your way to that location where it thins out. Okay, so you're going to want to continuously make these vines, these cut pieces. As you can see, this is not perfect. That's okay. It's thinner here than it is on, let's say, further down this side of the vine or this side. All right, so that's okay because it's going to just add to the natural look. So from here, what you want to do is possibly hit this with a heat gun. So we're going to hit just a little bit. You want to be in a well ventilated area when you're doing this. Now the reason why we're hitting this with a heat gun is because this we want basically the foam to contract to get a little more smaller. We kind of want to break um, this foam tube look and get more to a vine. Now the reason why you're wearing leather gloves is because if you want to form this, the foam is going to be hot, and and if you want to like squish it as such to form. If you're wearing latex gloves or you're just doing it with your bare hands, it's probably you're probably gonna feel the burnt from the heat gun. So it's probably best to wear some leather gloves. Now, just gonna what you want to do is you don't whether it's very thin, you want to reduce shooting too much heat there because what you might end up doing is splitting or breaking your vine. That's probably going to be your weakest point, but that's a good section where you might get a nice curve. So it could help you in some ways. Now, after you've applied the heat gun, next thing you're going to want to do is you might want to add some little more texture. So in this case, we're going to put some of this plastic, we're going to wrap it around our vine. We're going to coat as much as we can. As I can see, the plastic is not going to I gotta tear this plastic a little bit just so I could use it. Now this plastic I kind of got off of a cardboard box, but you could use shrink wrap or um, plastic from the kitchen that you normally use for like wrapping food with. You could use that. It works fine. That's what I normally use. I'm just using this because it was easy to grab right now. So just put your plastic, wrap it around like that, and then get your heat gun, and you're going to basically allow the plastic to shrink itself around the vine. I gotta make some adjustments here. Make sure I could get it wrapped good enough around the vine. You just want to make sure that you wrap it pretty well, so that way it won't pop off. So you could even do small sections at a time if you want. The main thing is that you just want the plastic to shrink around. This is where the leather gloves come in handy because otherwise this will be really hot to the touch and you wouldn't want to be burning your hands. Now this is just the small section, but you can kind of see where we're going at here with the plastic. So you just kind of want to coat this whole thing with the plastic. Now saran wrap actually works better than this. I'm actually experimenting with this piece right now with this plastic just to see if I could make it work for this project. It's one way you could recycle, I guess. So you want to just make sure you wrap it around and then hit it with the heat gun. Now, do you have to use the plastic? No, you don't. You could just paint the foam as it is. Um, if it's thick enough, you could probably even just carve it a little bit with your box cutter, and that could almost be the end of it. And then you just paint it. But I wanted to add a little more texture, so I was using some of the plastic. Now, this plastic here, you want to trim it. Trim it to whatever leaf shape you want. Okay, so I just trimmed into this leaf shape. Now I'm just going to wrap it somewhere. on the vine, and I'm going to use the heat gun again to bond this leaf to the vine. Now we're doing everything before we paint and doesn't take too much time to heat it up and for it to bond. So as you can see, I have a leaf attached to my vine, and then you could just paint it. Now this leaf, I would suggest you hit it with spray paint, and this type of foam will hold the spray paint, won't get eaten by the spray paint, so that's good. The rest of this you could probably also hit with the spray paint. This foam shouldn't get eaten, but because this is a very bright color, I would say you go in with a brush, put some type of foundation color, and then go in with whatever color you really are wanting. So start with some type of primer, gray, black, whatever you choose, and then go in with the color you want to paint on the vine. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial, and this is pretty much how I make the vines. The painting is up to you how you want to do it, what type of paint you want to use. It's all up to you. You can use pretty much whatever you works best for yourself. um, so yeah, so that's it for the vine tutorial. See you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.